Hello, welcome to my channel, supp. I'm trying to put something together because I had kind of some visions coming to me a couple other days ago where I was noticing, I seen this movie called the Kung Fu Panda, right? And then shortly after I had got the Karate Kid. For some reason, I started researching that, and from what I acknowledged, I'm not sure how correct it is, but in China, the Kung Fu originated from there. And I guess like eventually it branched off a little bit to Japan or Japanese culture. But China didn't want to give away all their shit. It's been around for 7,000 years versus karate. I guess that's been cultivated to be 200 years, something like that. So there was a branch off from there. So I'm going to try to figure out, because I've already done other stuff with the boxing and the whatever I put together. So right now I'm going to try to cultivate karate and kung fu together and see what I can branch that into. I haven't done that much research into it. I just started a couple days ago, but I kind of picked up a couple little things just from watching the video. So I'm going to give a quick little demonstration and just see what you guys think. So I got this one move that I was just figuring out. But I'm a visual person, so when I'm watching something, I kind of just put shit together. Um, so I was looking at a video that was talking about karate, kung fu, and then taekwondo. What I had seen in the taekwondo, they use a lot of leg movements. So for instance, I seen some dude, which I haven't really put too much practice in, but leg switch, and that's what has them constantly, and they're always kicking. So I think, well, not think, but more likely fundamentally, if you're conditioning movement, you're going to be quicker at it. If you're constantly rotating your body, moving your legs, kicking, it's gonna become a habit, just like the boxing. So I'm gonna show a couple little demonstrations here. I'm trying to get this video correctly. So for right here, this one I'm gonna show, because I've seen in karate, they do this, they do a lot of punching. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this into it with the boxing. So see, even if I'm hitting my regular jab, I'm gonna come down with a stance like the way they do. So step back. So let's see if I can give it a different angle. So this one here, I'm putting my hand out and I'm putting my other hand over and right? So I'm just gonna call it what I'm gonna name it. So this is the butterfly, right? Because it's coming in kind of just smooth. So for instance, I'm gonna do it from this way. I hope you can see this way. So I'm gonna turn and bring it in. So I'm gonna kick. So it's one little motion. So let's see. So I got that. I kind of got that going. Give me a second. Hoping you're able to get a good view on that. Bear with me for a second. Okay, there you go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. So I'm gonna try to put this together. So let's see. And yeah, it's a little slow, but I'm trying to figure out how I could put it together. So And so instead of here, like with the butterfly, you could turn it and add the pressure to it. So see how my stance is? So I'm pushing with this here, and my whole weight's going into it. So that's pretty powerful to hit you like that. If you can manage that, you know. Some dudes, when they have time, they know they can pull a certain way, pull the energy, and but this would be, for me, I'm assuming, because this has more pressure, this would be like to put the air out of the opponent into their chest. So if I'm doing this, all right, that's really gonna knock some wind into them. Versus if I'm just trying to push their weight away, you know, that's gonna more likely be like a push. But even if you push down, more likely they'll probably, you know, because I'm shifting that weight. But also I'm not hurting them. Now if I'm applying pressure, you know, with the push in, that's gonna hurt. So that's just something I came up with like roughly 3 minutes ago. So like I said, when I study into things and I get really deep into it, like if I really apply myself, I can get really fucking sick with it. But right now, I don't really know all the fundamentals to that stuff. Like I said, I just been looking into it a little bit for the last couple of days. But even to just do this within less than 2-3 minutes, that's pretty fucking impressive to me, you know. So I don't know. We can see what we can work with. So, I'm sure I know what I'm doing, but we'll see how it works in. Like I said, I'm more boxing type, maybe just a little bit of kicks. I'm not well-rounded like the jiu-jitsu guys and all that shit, so I'm going to try to put that all together, and then eventually when I come up with more stuff and I actually cultivate something together, it's probably going to be pretty fucking badass, because what I'm going to end up doing is combining the kickboxing, the boxing, the little techniques I've learned over time, karate and kung fu, and then whatever else that I can figure out, and I'm going to change it, and then I'm going to have a actual whole different thing that's nobody's ever seen before. It's just going to take me a little time. I'm hoping in the next 2 months. But if you guys are aware of my program as well, look me up on Facebook. It's Welcome to the Conditioning of the Unconditioned. So other than just this aspect of something, we can cultivate other things generally too. But like I said, when you come into the lessons, You're gonna want to know. You're gonna want to know the kind of conditioning that you're getting into. So I'm showing you these techniques. You can imagine other things I know fundamentally, mentally, even like nutrition, stuff like that. Um, but I'll be the conditioner, and then you tell me what your conditioning is. Because you could. I'm not. I'm not. I don't know what your conditions are like. I don't know your lifestyle. So usually that's kind of hard to come into. But if you trust it, you could just tell me what your condition is. Whatever your conditioning is, we'll learn to break that down together. Once we bring you down to your full aspect, everything's wiped away, and we bring you down to the bottom of your foundation, which will be just you cleansed out, and then we're at scratch, and then we'll mold you however you want to be molded. You know what I mean? There's enormous amount of impossibilities that can be possible. People say everything's impossible, but it's not. Uh, so it just depends fundamentally how you want to grow. You will, if you notice the posts that I put up on there, like lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5, lesson 6. So um, basically, like when you are coming into something, you'll probably take a couple steps back. You'll be scared to do something different because, like I said, people are scared of success. People are scared or grow in fear of not believing in themselves, or they're scared to let go of their addiction, or whatever it might be. Um, but that's natural, because we're trying to stay in our comfort zone. But if you want to get out of your comfort zone, you want to explore something different, and learn more who you are, which is basically what it is. You're going to end up breaking down all these programmed conditions that people conditioned on you when you're growing up, whether that was like bad relationship in the family, or you had trouble being bullied in school, or whatever the foundations are that connected with you and stuck with you in your adulthood, and you want to grow in mental strength, body, mind, spirit, and all that. It does take motivation too. Some people are depressed because of the way they're eating. Some people don't like the way they look, or they don't want to admit to some of their wrongdoings, or whatever it might be. Like I said, there's hundreds and millions of different ways people have been conditioned. And if you want to uncondition yourself and learn something and really truly get inside the inside of you and learn who you are, I can help you with that. Because I come from a real, just to give you a sum up, I come from a real fucking bad background. I drank a lot. I was always fucking all kinds of bitches. I was doing certain things that I shouldn't have been doing, being young. I was around a lot of thugged ass dudes, which wasn't bad. It kind of taught me a lot of, street smarts. I was around a lot of real OGs, like real fucking gangster ass fools, especially if they were super young. They were already considered OGs. So that type of state of mind made me strong because I didn't really have a lot of fear, right? There was a time I almost got stabbed in my neck. That brought out some fear. But once I learned to grow from that and learn to put that trauma behind me, it did take me a while. It creates PTSD, stuff like that. But anyways, all that bad stuff from back home, being broke, unable to hold the job down, being negative all the time, being in a bad relationship, you know what I mean? Everything in my whole life was so bad. But when I was able to get out and move here and really actually look inward, which was real scary for me, I started learning. I used to hate reading. Started learning to read, started to learn who I was, started to find my strengths, look at my weaknesses and try to strengthen them up. Now I'm like way totally different. I have my own place. I got my own car. I handle my bills. I do all kinds of shit on my own. And it was the way I learned to cultivate it. Now, some people don't have that strength. Some people might, have a good foundation, but there's a lot of things there that's wrong. They're unhappy. They don't like their job. There could be some mental stuff there, even if they are taking care of their bills. I mean, I know plenty of functional druggies I've seen before that do drugs, but they're still able to hold a job. Now, that's good. Yeah, you got a place, you're able to hold. But if you're on drugs and you want to get off of it, How do you do that? And then, like I said, some people, when they want to let go of something, they grow in fear and then they run back to what it is. But I'll still always be here to train that individual, because at some point in time, they're going to realize the truth, and they're not going to want to keep going back because it's not taking them anywhere. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to grow. So therefore, like I said, my training program will teach you all these other fundamentals to break away from that, to be clean, to be healthy, to learn to trade good habits for the bad. You know what I mean? And especially when you quit, certain applications, whether it's drugs, alcohol, weed, or if it's even food, it could be sex. If you're trying to get away from certain things, you got to learn. Sometimes when you get out of that, you grow into a different bad habit. You know what I mean? Like some people that drink alcohol, they'll drink a bunch of energy drinks. You know what I mean? Or they'll have a lot of coffee, like druggies. They'll have a lot of coffee. They'll have a lot of stimulants, which is very unhealthy. But like I said, I could teach you to mold away from that and pick up something better in a habit. Like I had to pick up the habit on just drinking nothing but water. I hated water. Now that's pretty much fundamentally all I drink. Yes, every now and then I have a Coke, I have an energy drink maybe, or I have some coffee, but it's not like so consistent. There might be a day if it's really consistent, depending on my stress levels and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm not perfect, but like I said, I have enough discipline and self-control and certain things in my life that I'm able to work through that takes a lot of mental strength, and I could teach that to people. And then, some people can't afford to go to mental health little places out here in Bullhead. They're all shit. I've already studied them. I looked into them before. I've read about them. I actually maybe went to a couple to see where it goes. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of research in my time. So, if you want something that's going to be fundamentally like more affordable, or I mean, shit, I might even help you out for free. You know what I mean? So you have to really try with my program to know what you're really getting, because hands-on experience versus just knowing is different than just actually experiencing something. Me back in the day, I just went through it. I was like, I'm just gonna push myself all through this, because whether I live or die, I'm getting the experience. I'm not reading about it in a book. It's two different things. Walking the path and knowing the path are two totally different things. But like I said, we can always figure stuff out. I'm already figuring shit out. Oh, shit. Fucking poked my eye. So anyways, so we'll see how everything works out. I'm still putting a lot of trust into this program. I haven't heard anything from anybody. I've talked to a few individuals. I talked to somebody yesterday. She seemed to be pretty interested. But like I said, it takes time. Not a lot of people are going to notice it because it's not really of their condition. There's a lot of people on Facebook that just want to look at stupid memes, or maybe they're doing Cash App crap, or they're just trying to look for a girl, or some girl's looking for a guy. They're not they're not really caring about what's going on. But like I said, it's part of their conditioning. So I'm trying to keep the faith in this, and hopefully it reaches some people and I can help you guys out. If not, I guess just gonna let the world do what it does. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep doing me. Well, you guys have a good one. Be safe. Love you guys. God bless. And catch you on another video.